Horse racing lovers, join us in the SportsMax Zone on October the 30th at 5 p.m. Jamaica time, 6 Eastern Caribbean time for a special feature, Riding with the Stars, the Jamaica Derby preview.
Mahogany gives way. Wow grabs a hold of him and now hits the front with a furlong to run. It is Wow Halidine wailing away with the left-hand stick, a 16th to run. Wow, he's only lost once in his entire career and he won't lose this afternoon. Wow-tastic in the end, wins it over Mahogany, Double Crown, Tomahawk and Nipster. 3/16 to run and Mahogany looks to have blitzed them. Inside the final furlong, it is all Mahogany. The rest are all weak in behind as Mahogany comes roaring away inside the final 16th. A fine performance from a classy racehorse. Mahogany and Omar Walker score by maybe 10. Mahogany has made good ground but looks to be faltering at the moment as Wow maintains the advantage on the run, passing the furlong pole. Watch out for Nipster gone against the rail. One of a kind is on the outside. It's Wow and here is Nipster, the surprise of the party in the St. Ledger. And Nipster is overtaking his Wow and wins it over Wow.
Riding with the Stars. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We continue our build-up to the 100th running of the Jamaica Derby, set for Saturday, October 31st, 8 days from now. The Derby is to be contested by 16 3-year-old fillies, colts and geldings, and will be run over 1.5 miles or 12 furlongs. Michael Bernard's Nipster ended the Triple Crown bid of his stable companion Wow by winning the St. Ledger on September 26. On the strength of that effort, in what was a truly run race, is Nipster the horse to beat in the Derby? Well, to discuss this with us is senior racing writer, the Jamaica Gleaner and editor of the race day publication, Track and Pools, Ainsley Jimmy Walters. Welcome.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you, of course. We'll start with talking about the chances of Nipster in this, of course, highly contested 100 running of the Jamaica Derby.
Okay, all right. Nipster, Gary Nipster, upset stablemate, Wow, last time out in the St. Ledger.
Yeah.
Over, 10 furlongs. Now, Nipster has always been somewhat of playing second fiddle to Wow for almost all of his career leading up to that race. He was always considered the secondary colt in Gary's barn because Wow, after losing his debut race to England's Rose, really went unbeaten for all of, I believe, 12 starts. And Nipster, he won his fair share of races, but didn't show the class that Wow was showing. However, on St. Ledger Day, the plan, I would say, the game plan, it didn't backfire because Sabrati and Michael still won the event. However, the horse in whom the stable confidence had resided was, of course, Wow. But the distance of the race and how the race really played out, it really played into Nipster's hands. And then again, he had a very patient rider in Linton Stedman. He couldn't have asked for a better rider because when Wow got into the fray, chasing stablemate, the filly, another affair, Nipster was there to clean up inside the final half a furlong or so. Now, the Derby itself is over 12 furlongs, and it will be a different race. Mahogany, who had a terrible start in the St. Ledger, I'm pretty sure that lightning won't strike twice where Mahogany is concerned. So the pace will be different. The players will certainly be different. The pace in terms of Mahogany, I'm pretty sure, might not be up there on the lead, more than likely. And so it's not because Nipster came from behind to win the St. Ledger. It will necessarily happen that way in the Derby. You might very well, of course, because it's 12 furlongs and additional 2 furlongs, the pace will be slower, and the principals will be making their respective moves at different stages of the race. Nipster, not quite sure who the confirmed rider is as yet. I'm not sure if George has that information.
It will be Stedman again, Jimmy.
It will be Stedman again. So
yes.
Of course, you'll get another patient ride from Linton Stedman. And he's very good at that. But every race is a different race. And so I expect him to run his normal, usual race. But I still believe that Wow has the class. And the game plan will be different heading into this derby. But another affair, certainly, she can't lead the course forever. So I still believe that Wow has the class, and in a different race, I believe that he will prevail. Nipster, the way he won the St. Ledger, he shouldn't be off the board in the derby at all. But it will definitely be a different race.
So you say that the game plan in the St. Ledger for Wow the game plan wasn't perfect and it fell into Nipster's lap. But you would agree that Nipster certainly enjoyed the last furlong of the St. Ledger. Wow didn't appear to. Going 2 furlongs more, don't you think Nipster's chances are strengthened by virtue of the fact that they're going further? And that Wow doesn't seem to genuinely enjoy a distance of ground as some of the other horses in the race do.
Well, listen, George, the game plan for the St. Ledger was to keep Mahogany busy. Now, Mahogany was nowhere for another affair, that is, to keep Mahogany busy. And then Wow would make his move just before or keep tabs, rather, on Mahogany. No, that didn't happen at all. So Wow ended up being the horse to chase after his stable mate. And when he did that, and he came into the lane, he was kind of flat. And I personally didn't like his preparation for the St. Ledger. Gary has this style of, reserving everything. Some of the time you must have these horses sharp. For example, look at Above and Beyond going into the Oaks it was. I believe that she ran a race and Anthony Nunes admitted that he should have gone to, he should have pressed the gap a little more on her at exercise. I don't believe that Wow was at its sharpest and best for the St. Ledger. So I expect Gary Gary rather, he prefers to be known as Gary. I expect Gary to do his thing at exercise with Wow. And the class, George, is the class horse who wins the Derby. And Wow is the class horse.
Hear you on that, Jimmy. But the manner of Nipster's performance, he didn't get any weight from anybody. He, as you said, was patiently ridden. It wasn't a suicide pace that Wow was setting. In fact, as you just pointed out, it was another affair. We just showed the B-roll just now of the race. Another affair was at the head of proceedings. Wow was in her slipstream. He went through. One of a kind swooped on him. At the top of the lane, it looked as if one of a kind would sweep by and win it all. And then here came Nipster on the inside. The manner of the performance does suggest, Jimmy, that if this horse even stabilizes its performance, let alone improve, you are looking at a horse that will be a serious contender. But I kind of hear you saying, Jimmy, like, he'll be there or thereabouts without actually winning.
No. Listen, the splits if you revisit the split,
yes,
George, for that St. Ledger, it must be one of the fastest 10 furlong splits ever run at Caymanas Park in a very long time. I mean, the first 2 furlongs were something like 23.3, and then that half mile. So when you have horses going that fast for the first, the first mile was running a very fast time.
Yes.
So when you have horses going that fast for the first mile going 10, anybody with I won't say average ability, because Nipster has, more than average ability, sitting in the slipstream of those splits, you will benefit.
But Jimmy, you know very well that the kind of race that we got in the St. Ledger, where it was a truly run race, and perhaps you're saying it was too true, a truly run race in the St. Ledger, when you talk about French racing, where they run it's like a bicycle race, where they go slow, 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 and then fast, fast, fast over the final 3 furlongs, 2 furlongs of the event. If you get that kind of race in the Derby, you may even have a greater surprise than Nipster gave you in the St. Leger, because many horses may not necessarily like a race run like that.
The class might, all right, for example, let's take into account Wowo's victory over Mahogany in the 2000 Guineas.
Yes.
Mahogany set a really blazing split.
Those were suicide splits.
Was still able, even though it was over a mile,
yes,
was still able to chase those splits and you know, when going, I would say, probably inching away from Mahogany. No, George, the fact that Mahogany didn't show at all in that set ledger, it changed the complexion of the race.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that the Derby itself will have a far different. I'm not discrediting Nipster. He did win well. He came off the pace. Stedman did everything that he had to do. He did everything right then. Put it that way. He did everything right. But I believe that Wow, one, was not at his sharpest for this race.
Yes.
The set ledger. And two, he ended up doing the dirty work.
Yes.
Even though it was his stablemate that he was chasing.
Yes.
In very, very fast splits.
Yes, and you're saying that Derby Day, and you're saying that Derby Day, if things are different, you expect class to tell.
I expect class to tell, because in the Derby, you'll have the main prospects making their respective moves at different stages of the race. It's a far more tactical race then. It's a far more tactical race, and when horses tend to increase the tempo at different stages of the race, it is class that tells.
Hear you on that. We're out of time, Jimmy, but we'll be doing this again and looking at other contenders. Really appreciate your time coming from the races today to talk to us, and let's see what happens on October 31, no?
Okay, George, no problem, anytime.
Excellent. That's the man who is the editor at the Track and Pool, the Race Day publication, and he's senior racing writer at the Jamaica Gleaner, Ainsley Jimmy Walters. Break. Mariah's back with Interactive.